I think recently, just ball striking has been a lot better. And then mindset, obviously going into the week has been a lot more, like I haven't been thinking as much, I'd say. But yeah, I think last week was a good confidence booster for me because I felt like before it was like kind of a reach to the stars, like just to get in top 10, and then to be able to do it last week was like, it made me feel like, it's very possible to keep repeating it and doing it again.
And was that within your kind of your normal game? It wasn't an outlier, it was just the way that you played and you felt comfortable top 10?
Yeah, it just felt more like a comfortable week and just a good ball striking.
And then this week, of course, you're competing on home soil with major champions Dustin Johnson, Patrick Reed, Charles Schwartzel, and Louis Oosthuizen. And what does it mean for you as a Filipino player to be, competing against them and carrying the pride of the nation, one of a strong contingent?
Very honored. I think it's the first time they've ever played here, so I'm very honored to be able to play with them and compete against them and see where my abilities are compared to them.
And I just wonder about home advantage. Do you play here on Santa Elena often? Is it a course that you enjoy?
I play here, I'd say once every twice a year sometimes. Yeah, I'd say. But yeah, I think the course is really good. So very excited.
Thanks, Sean. Over to you, Angelo. You're current leader of the Philippine Golf Tour, Roger Merritt. How confident are you heading into this week? An experienced player coming up against a very strong field.
Sorry. I'm pretty confident about this week. I've been playing in good form for the past 6 months, finishing in the top 3 pretty much every time I play locally. However, I haven't been doing that abroad. Luckily, the IS is here in the Philippines this week, so hopefully I can continue the good form and compete against them.
It's quite an interesting point I think you're making there about how the international series takes you to different markets, different territories, different conditions, and how do you think that helps the Filipino players in the long term?
I think, especially for the young players like Aidric, Sean, Eric, I think they get to see the level of competition compared to other events. The IS is in a different level when it comes to competition, camaraderie, and the level of play with these players are so different. They play more tournaments, bigger events, so they're used to it. So it'll be good for these guys to see how they are. Like it's just another event for them. To us, yes, it is somewhat like a major. But it is a tournament where if you just play your normal game, you can compete against them.
You got two tied third and tied fifth the last time in the ADT tournaments. Taking that into a home match, as it were, and just tell me about how you're feeling going into this week.
Yeah, I finished tied fifth last week, and I felt like I was hitting the ball very solidly last week. And if I could bring that over here and hold more putts, I think I can sort of, contend with them. I wouldn't say win. I mean, these guys are the best of the best, So, and I want these young guys to step up to the plate as well. I mean, they're half my age.
So, Angelo, just one question then about what you'd like these guys, I suppose, to learn from the likes of Dustin Johnson and Patrick Reed. Is it a case of watching their routines, or what would you say?
I think it's a case of watching how they play the courses, like tougher courses. We're used to playing shorter courses. This week is playing a bit long than usual for us, even for myself. This is playing probably one of the longest for me because when we used to play here during the summer, it plays so much shorter. Like it's almost like a chip and putt course, but with no run, fairways being soft, and greens a bit firm and really fast. It's a true test of skill for every everybody, and I wish they, I mean, I hope they could see them and learn from it.
Thank you. And now to you, Aidric. You qualified for an International Series in Morocco earlier this year by winning the Asian Development Tour event in the build-up to it in the country. And you've also played now in the Jakarta International Championship. What's your impression of these events on the International Series?
As now that I'm playing a little bit more Asian Tour tournaments that I've expected, I'm excited to play it out this week. I think I've played well in the Asian Tour earlier this year, and I think just seeing a better crowd and definitely playing in a higher field with a lot more better players. I'm looking forward to, like what Angelo said, seeing how these guys play and seeing the dedication from Patrick Reed playing 32 events in a year. I mean, that's a lot more than I've expected to see anyone at his level, because usually I'd expect someone as successful as him kind of chooses events, but hearing that he's playing almost a full schedule is something very inspiring, and that's something I want to learn and see how different he plays. Like they said yesterday, they shape the ball both ways, especially for this week.
You're inside the top four, I think, in the ADT order of merit. I'm just wondering, what your thoughts are for next season, and then how that kind of translates into your confidence for a week like this week.
For actually, right now, one of the goals I've had closing into the end of ADT is trying to get that third win. There's only been a few people who have reached that goal, and at first, at the start of the season, I didn't think it was that possible, but now after getting two and hoping to get one more, I mean, these players like Sutipat and Tom Kim, I think that's a premium list of players that I aim to be in. If I do get that goal and move it into next year, I'm looking forward to following the steps of their success. Like Sutipat has been a multiple tour winner in a year, and I think that's definitely hard to do. Especially the Asian Tour has been stepping up with its field and a lot of good players.
And then just a quick question about your cousin Carol, who's also in the field this week. He's also won in Morocco. He's also in the top 5 of the ADT order of merit. Just wonder, any rivalry there? And is there a match within a match when you're playing them?
We play some rival games when we practice, but on the course it's not really a rivalry. It's more of really pushing each other. When Carl was interviewed after my first win in the ADT, he said that my victory felt like his victory as well, because it definitely helped his confidence, and knowing that we play with each other, we know that we're doing the right things, that we can step up in a big stage, and moving forward, I think it's not really rivalry, but more like support for each other, and knowing that we're at the stage now where a lot more is possible.
Thank you. And on to you now, Enrico. Congratulations for qualifying last week through the ADT Players Championship presented by the RNA. How did it feel? Just sum up how it felt to secure a place in the field for an event like this.
First, thank you for that. It's really an honor for me to be here, and I'm really glad that I was able to pull through and get my slot here, the last slot in IS. And I'm just very hopeful and grateful to play, and I'm hopeful to play my best this week.
Have you any personal goals? I think just in terms of maybe using it as a learning experience by seeing how some of these the top pros set up, etc.
Oh yes, definitely. This is a big help for my career. I'm going to try to go for Q school this December in Thailand for Asian Tour, and hopefully this will help me gain more confidence for that and the upcoming events that I'll be having.
Brilliant, thanks. Just going to open the floor up for questions. Anybody? Yeah.
This is a question for all of the golfers. Tell us your thoughts on Santa Elena. What is the game plan to score here? And what do you think it's going to take to win the tournament? How many under par?
Thanks, Rob.
Sorry.
Sorry, repeat the question, please.
What's the game plan? What do you need to score here in Santa Elena?
I think I'll speak on behalf of everybody. The rough is kind of thick this week, so it's very important to hit the fairways in order to have a chance to get it onto the green. Hitting it close is another thing, so I think I would say hitting fairways and making a lot of putts. Missing it on the correct side, not short-siding yourself, I think is the way to go this week. Winning the score with a field like this, I would still say maybe 20 or depends on the wind. It's still double-digit for sure, but I'm not sure if it's going to reach 20 if it's windy. But you'll never know. The caliber this week is very good, so maybe 20.
Thank you.
Question for Aidric. How do you feel about playing on big events like this international series, and what are your thoughts about playing in the same field as like DJ and Patrick Reed, players like that?
I'm excited. Definitely something that a lot of us look forward to. I don't think a lot of golfers these days have the chance to play with major champions. These are people that we look up to. Seeing where they are going to be on this week, and I think at this point, knowing where our tee times are at, we're hoping to play well and get to the weekend and have a chance to play with one of them. That's one thing for us to look forward to. I think it's one inspiration that I have in my bag right now that is definitely going to help me push forward and really find a way to grind it out for the weekend.
This question is for Angel, I think. With such a long career, what motivates you now? Wins, mentoring young players, or something else?
I think in my long career, 23 years in the Asian Tour, a little bit of everything. I do mentor a lot of them. Aidric's one of them. Even Sean, he asks a lot of questions. Justin Kiplan as well for the past 3 years has been, asking me a lot of questions about life on tour. And I'm also mentoring some young professionals in the local tour as well. And I still do enjoy playing, competing against them. Unfortunately, with my age, I'm sort of limited with my stamina. But having said that, I just need to plan my tournaments. I don't play too many straight events, so I can still manage to compete with them. What motivates me, I think, is just playing events, playing tournaments. I really love playing tournaments. You can ask everybody, I don't really practice so much. I play more tournament golf than social rounds or practice rounds.
You've been one of the most recognizable faces in Philippine golf for over 2 decades. Looking back, what do you consider the defining highlight of your career so far?
I think the most defining for me was my very first win in 04. I was about to quit back then because I couldn't afford it anymore, and on my last event I won, and that changed everything. Changed my life, changed my career, pointed in the right direction. So that's why I kept on playing, and I vowed to just keep trying. Whenever there's opportunities, just go grab it and play.
Any last questions? Just a quick one then, just about the, for everyone, maybe just your thoughts on playing, and hopefully there'll be a big turnout from Filipino sports fans this week, and I just wonder what your thoughts are about, any message to them to come out and enjoy it.
I think coming from the Philippine Open earlier this year, and especially now that this tournament received more marketing, and I'm excited to see more Filipinos out there this week. I've heard a lot of Filipinos just trying to find tickets, so I'm really hopeful that they support and really try to help in terms of Filipino getting as high as we can on that leaderboard. It's a challenge, but we're excited that we have a whole team to support, and we're around with people who really want to see that flag up there.
Thanks, Angelo. Thanks, guys, and good luck to all the Filipinos out there. I think we're all rooting for you.